To more, not less of Truth Time with Dr. Cornell West and Senator Nina Turner on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss it. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
So today we're going to talk about the pseudo-empathy of the narcissist. And I'm going to give you also a very lived example today on this one. So what do you want to know about the pseudo-empathy of the narcissist? It's really important for you to understand this. So when we think about sort of pseudo-empathy, this is something that many of you have experienced. This pattern has been brought to my attention. I've experienced it. I've seen clients experience it many times. But it was just done to me this past weekend, so it is so fresh. And it was really brought into starker focus, like I was literally experiencing it in real time. Hopefully, because I just went through it, I can make my point much more clear here as a result. So let's talk again about this concept of the pseudo-empathy of the narcissistic person. What do I mean by that? One thing we have to remember is that it's actually not completely accurate to say that narcissistic people completely lack empathy. They actually have what's called variable empathy. They turn it on and off to get what they need. So it's not pure empathy, but it's more of a transactional empathy, and it turns on when they're actually having a good day. It also tends to be more of a cognitive empathy, saying things like, I understand why you might feel that way, but they really don't have emotional empathy. Oh my gosh, I can see you're sad. How can I be there for you? Cognitive empathy often doesn't leave us feeling much better or supported. It looks like empathy, but it isn't soothing. It's like Splenda instead of sugar. There's also something else that narcissistic people have, which I term macro empathy. And some of this overlaps with what we call communal narcissism. It's empathy for big groups of people from a distance. So feeling bad for a group of people going through a bad time, wartime, refugees, natural disaster survivors, or even getting into sort of an intellectual polemic about people who do bad things. For example, being angry about all people who abuse vulnerable people. This can also result in them berating the people who are actually around them in real life for complaining about the stresses of their lives. Oh, how could you complain about your life when there is a war there, or explosion someplace else, or fires burning down this or that? So when you are having real pain or real hurt in your life, the narcissistic person will seem to have tons of empathy for a situation across the world, but have no problem invalidating, diminishing, or gaslighting the emotions or experiences of a person who's standing right in front of them. But to the world, they often look quite empathic because they're so worried about those people on the other side of the world. In my most recent experience that I just had of pseudo-macro empathy, this person was criticizing me for being too hard on narcissistic people and not giving them a chance. And ironically, after the call, I reflected, my life is a damn living monument to giving narcissistic people too many chances. And my messed up health and mind are the inscription on that stupid monument. But the person said that by me commenting on the rigidity of these relationships and the lack of change that we observe in narcissism, or at least that I observe in narcissism, and most of you do too, that I am not giving the narcissistic people a chance. Then the person proceeded to say about 15 terrible, unempathic things to me. I know it was 15 because I wrote them down as it was happening. The irony wasn't lost on me. Mercifully, I was on the phone, so I was sort of able to ruefully chuckle and roll my eyes without the person seeing me, which would have resulted in 30 more minutes of rage if they did. I actually did not follow my own Dr. Romani rules, and I did the opposite of deep. I defended, I explained, and I engaged, but I will give myself some props for not personalizing. I laid out statistics and other nonsense to this person. It was a total waste of my Sunday morning. And while in this case, my providing evidence actually did shut this person down, the conversation really made me reflect on this sort of moralistic empathy that this person had for all of the narcissistic people out there. The absence of empathy this person had for me, a person to whom they're very close.
Dr. Romani is always cooking. She's always on fire, and I love it. We're talking about people who perform, and like she said, narcissists have something called cognitive empathy or variable empathy. Let me act empathetic because now I can get what I need. But I'm going to go even deeper right after I get my caller in here. Friend of the show, you know who he is. Town Business, Oakland, California. You already know who it is. Sean from Oakland, California. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Oh, my goodness, brother. Well, here's my 2 cents. My thing is, if you're in a relationship, because that's really, the foundation of what you were talking about, you have to make sure that you are aware of all of their despairs. You have to make sure that you're aware of the wounds. You have to make sure, by the way, of all your friends, too. I'm that guy, Brother Zoe. I think I said it on your show before. I check in with everybody. I check in all the time. They're probably like, oh, gosh, who's this text coming in? Because I'm of an age. I'm about to be 33 years married and 38 years together.
That's our celebratory keys.
Ed.
Yes.
Thanks, brother. 38 years together. But the point is, there's no perfect way to do it. But the way you do it is you respect. And I know that word gets thrown around so easily, respect this, respect that, whatever. No. I mean, there are moral, things we can agree upon, right? I'm not religious, but Jesus, Matthew 25, I mean, that's, welcome the stranger. That's a pretty good one. Mm-hmm. I like that. Mm-hmm. I like Jesus. I love Jesus. But, a lot of times people use the Bible to, discriminate. And I don't like that. But, I just say, put our arms around each other. We're in a difficult time, and we're going to get through this somehow, I think, because that's the way I roll. And I love you, brother.
I love you too, Sean. Guess what you just did?
Oaktown in the house, baby.
Yay! We appreciate the call. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. You know the deal. You know what's interesting? Like we've said before, many people don't understand. Like, I'm not a narcissist, or but guess what? All of us have narcissistic traits, and when you look at attachment theory, and you look at the insecure attachment styles, for the avoidant attachment styles, there is a tremendous amount of overlap in terms of behavior, right? Between the narcissist and the avoidant. Now, this doesn't mean that the avoidant is a narcissist. What it means is they might do the same things, but they have different motives behind why. Narcissists can use strategies linked to more avoidant styles of attaching, such as stonewalling and the silent treatment or devaluation, right? But they're not doing it for the sake of trying to break you. Typically, the avoidant types are not grandiose. They don't have this sense of I'm better than you or entitlement. They don't have that. They just haven't been able to develop a comfortability level with closeness, attachment, like, being close, being intimate, being vulnerable. They haven't really mastered that aspect. So they may engage in behaviors that look narcissistic, but they aren't actually narcissists. There's a significant overlap between grandiose narcissism and the avoidant attachment, but avoidants don't necessarily believe they are superior and entitled to special treatment and unconditional admiration. Diddy, Drake, I'm sorry, I didn't mean this. Allegedly, I'm sorry. Both narcissists and avoidants practice emotional distancing, but they do it for different reasons, right? An avoidant is just uncomfortable, leaning into vulnerability. Do you see? I'm giving you the reasons why people perform. I'm giving you the reasons why people show up and say, let me do a dance. Where there's a pattern, a traumatic pattern that has been established, there will be an appetite. There will be a need. There will be a pursuit for supply. You don't even have to be narcissistic to go after something, right? To want it, to desire it. You don't have to be narcissistic to need supply. Codependents need supply. They need to feel wanted by somebody, even if it's a toxic pattern that feels familiar. It's tough, man. Who wrote your love script? This is why, and thanks to Dr. Jashana Johnson, this is why I don't get down with the love languages. My love language is this. Is it born from somewhere? And if you've never probed deeply and asked the question, how do you know your love language isn't an extension from an attachment wound? How comfortable are you being your unadulterated self in relationship? I'm asking. Is there a moment where you feel kind of like, ooh, I shouldn't have said that. That might have messed things up with us. Ooh, I shouldn't have revealed that. And if you can't reveal the real, why are you in a relationship? Because you want something. Even if it's love, even if it's approval, validation, acceptance, acknowledgement, you want something. When you want, it's because you haven't learned to cultivate from within. When you want something from a partner, please show up. Please give me what I refuse to give myself. The thespian lover. Who wrote your love script? What event wrote your love script? In a world where every gesture and every word becomes part of an unyielding performance, the search for authentic connection often seems like attempting to decipher a secret code written in a lost language. Our modern relationships, steeped in the rituals of performative masculinity and femininity, cognitive empathy, too often becomes a rehearsed act and even performative sex. Ooh-wee. Pose the question, who indeed is the thespian lover? This persona, a product of societal expectations and intrapersonal defense, masks the deeper truths about our vulnerabilities and desires, drawing from the depth of clinical psychology, metaphysical insights, and even the poetic anguish portrayed by Rumi and Khalil Gibran. One can discern that the thespian lover operates as both actor and audience in a drama of self-imposed roles. At its core lies the fear of abandonment and the relentless pursuit of external validation, a dynamic vividly explored in the works of Paul Bloom's Against Empathy, and the intricate dissections of covert narcissism by Louisa Cox. These fears prompt us to seek commitment in a way that transforms genuine empathy into a scripted performance where every interaction is a calculated scene designed to appease the inner critic and ward off emotional neglect. Yet the roots of this performance extend beyond mere societal impositions. They are interwoven with our earliest imprints of attachment. Think of the Peter Pan syndrome, a failure to launch into maturity, of relational authenticity, which reveals an enduring reluctance to embrace vulnerability. Love is the enemy. Vulnerability is the enemy. Closeness is the enemy. Do you understand what I'm saying? I've developed a coping mechanism. I've developed a coping mechanism that keeps me at distance. The distance feels like freedom. Right? The emotional distance feels like freedom. Whew. I'm so glad I ain't got to worry about how they feel. I'm so glad I ain't got to hear about their problems. You know, being by myself is just wonderful. But then, when your heart aches for something more, how is it that you know how to tap dance, soft shoe, moonwalk, and boogaloo, right, to get what you want from another? When love becomes a series of rehearsed lines rather than a spontaneous expression of inner truth, we reduce risking our relationships to a mere factory of external validation. It's sad. In this scene, partners are unwitting collaborators in a drama where the cost of perfection is the very absence of genuine self-reflection and mutual growth. You want love from another because you're afraid to mine it out of yourself. So you will perform for others to get them to give you what you refuse to give to yourself. When we come forward, the voice of reason, going back to the phone lines.
Relationships got you confused?
1 2 1 2 You ready?
Somebody make some noise in this joint.
KBLA Talk 1580 celebrates its 4th anniversary this year on Juneteenth.
Here we go again.
Hard to believe 4 years has gone by so fast.
Oh my God.
But here we are, still standing, still loving and serving our people as best we can.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
To celebrate our 4th anniversary, we have 4 big events, and you're invited to all of them.
She got a lot to say.
Let's do this. Let's get it on.
On Wednesday, June 18th, we go live on C-SPAN for the second consecutive year with our Climate Justice plus Black Health Symposium. Tavis Smiley will moderate an all-star panel of thinkers and influencers as we continue our vitally important climate justice work.
Hey, Tavis Smiley, call the bomb.
On Thursday, June 19th, you're invited to join us as we celebrate Juneteenth and our 4th anniversary. There'll be plenty of food, fun, great music, good vibes, and all of your favorite KBLA Talk 1580 hosts will be there.
Yeah, man.
Flip the beat. On Saturday, June 21st, there are 2 big events you're invited to attend.
I can't wait to hear it.
This year, KBLA Talk 1580 continues its annual partnership with the Empowerment Congress for a community celebration and dialogue to educate, engage, and empower. This year's theme is Resilience in the Face of Chaos.
Can't wait to see what's up next.
Y'all ain't ready for this.
And new this year is our State of Black Women in Los Angeles Symposium, moderated by Dominique DePrima, with a luncheon to follow. Dominique will be leading a dialogue with some of the most impactful Black women leaders in Los Angeles, and you're invited to join.
This is it.
All of these events are free, but seating is limited, so you must register in advance at our KBLA1580.com website, where you can find all the details you need about each event.
Check it out.
It's our 4th anniversary, and we would love to celebrate it with you.
I love you guys so much. There's nothing you can do about it.
We're KBLA Talk 1580.
The only black talk radio station west of the Mississippi.
Thank you for having our black.
Happy anniversary, KBLA!
Love you. Love you.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Imagine a Los Angeles where everyone can thrive, where communities have access to the resources they need to succeed. That's the vision of Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. They're dedicated to improving life in LA County by providing educational support, employment assistance, and spaces for community engagement. By 2050, they want LA to be the best place to connect, create, learn, live, and play. They're working toward an education system that's well-resourced and culturally responsive, becoming a hub for artists and innovators, and making sure everyone has access to healthy food, quality healthcare, and safe housing. It's about building a future where we all have the chance to succeed. We invite you to learn more about their mission and get involved with Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
I like that song. Yeah, you talking about Hello from the Other Side, right? Yeah. No, you don't understand me. I just don't want you to leave me. Hop in your Benz. Yeah. The money be calling again and again and again. Don't wanna do nothing but win. Starting to think that I'm moving too fast again and again. Told me you love. Show me your love. Let me see that you love. Let me feel that you love. You showed me, girl. They got love for a thug. Before we stay down, we go up. Ain't no limit inside of this world. Yeah, I'ma run this money up with you. Tell me go win, I'm fin to. You don't do the that a do. I'ma show you all what a brick do. Come and hop in the whip when I slide through. Trap house with him built, that's a drive through. Got that money coming in all different ways. Feeling like I'm from around. They can't see up in my tension. Why you all up in my business? I can show you how to get it. Just show me your intention. Like a burst, lot of I flip it. Just tell me where the ship is. Feeling like stroke packs coming through the mail. I done made a whole lot of binges. Heard them say that they ain't feeling me. Wanna beef and I'ma go and silly bin at them. But you know that I live like.
So I thought about a client I once had. Let's call him Roger. And Roger's mother was an active practicing drug addict. He never found out who his father was. And when it became, his mother was neglectful and was a terrible circumstance, and Roger ended up in foster care. And he was a really lucky kid because he had great foster parents who, in fact, actually several years later, worked with the mother. She signed Roger, the consent to be adopted. So he was adopted by this wonderful foster family. And Roger is brilliant, a very, very smart guy. And he went to college, and then he went to law school, an Ivy League law school, no less. And he met his wife when they were both law students. They got married, did both of them very well, had one single child. I think it was a daughter. But Roger had this really huge problem. And that was, he had this trauma of childhood, this abandonment trauma. And then he felt like he'd come from kind of another echelon of life. And he was always somewhat fearful people were going to look down on him. They would somehow see that he was an imposter. And here's where the ambiguity came in. He was unable to tell whether people liked him or not. So, for example, he'd go to a dinner party with his wife, and when he would come home, he would say things like, that guy over there from this law firm, he clearly, tried to undercut me. I think he thinks I'm an idiot. And the wife would say, Roger, he was perfectly nice. This is a projection. This is your thing. It's not his thing. And it actually became a marital problem. It's like whatever happened, there couldn't be a phone call that Roger wouldn't think he was being dissed or he was being patronized or something like that. And so here's what that would mean. There was ambiguity for Roger. Am I liked or not? Then he would project his abandonment issue onto the situation and decide, most usually, that he had been ignored or patronized or disrespected. And so he learned just to name that. There it is. Here's abandonment, and that's what my story is about. It's an abandonment story, and it comes up all the time, and it feels absolutely real, but I have to question it because clearly it's not always real. So that, just learning to question the story by naming it, there it is. The abandonment issue was terrific because it does come down the amygdala, and it creates a space for curiosity, to be a little bit more mindful. Like, even if I really think I was being dissed, there's just a possibility I have to entertain that maybe I wasn't. So then the next stage is to say what Roger would say. He'd remind himself, this is something that creates a problem in my life. It's difficult for my wife. It's a point of conflict, and I need to heal it. So that's kind of a reframe. It's like, okay, I'm going to do this because I have to heal this pattern. And then finally, the claiming part, he claimed the ambiguity by saying, the truth is, I'm not sure whether this person liked me or not, but whether they did or not, it all comes down to me. Do I like myself? And can I claim that I'm a good person regardless of what other people think of me? And that was like, he put it up on a piece of paper, he told me, and he hung it on his office wall, what to do when the abandonment story comes up. So there you go.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. Tensions rose as President Trump accused South Africa of genocide against white Afrikaners during a meeting with President Ramaphosa, who says he wants to discuss the issue.
You are a partner of South Africa, and you are raising concerns, and these are concerns that we are willing to talk to you about.
Ramaphosa denied the allegations, telling Trump there is a minority party behind the tensions between blacks and whites. Sean Diddy Combs' sex trafficking trial is back on in New York City. A Homeland Security agent described the Miami raid, revealing drugs and baby oil. And Chris Brown is out on $6.7 million bail after a London court hearing tied to a 2023 nightclub assault. He was arrested last week but can now move forward with his European tour starting June 8th. His next court date is June 20th. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
The Dodgers and the Yankees, two of baseball's most iconic franchises. Their rivalry, once a battle between boroughs, would transition into an East Coast-West Coast affair. Come to Dodger Stadium Friday, May 30th through June 1st for the 3-game series between the Dodgers and the Yankees. Visit Dodgers.com/tickets.
The revolution will not be televised.
What's up? It is Killer Mike, also known as Michael Render, and I'm encouraging you to listen to more, not less of Truth Time with Dr. Cornel West and Senator Nina Turner on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Autopsy Initiative provides a second autopsy free of charge for victims' families who have lost their loved ones due to a police-related death. The services offered through the initiative include the completion of a second autopsy, disclosure of preliminary findings, and a final autopsy report. A police-related death is when an individual is harmed by police officers using deadly force, which results in an individual's death. Police-related death includes in-custody deaths, including those that arise during contact with law enforcement officers during arrest, pursuit, booking, transport, or incarceration. The Autopsy Initiative has a team of board-certified pathologists on call. An autopsy request may be completed by anyone with a close relationship with the victim, which may include the victim's spouse, partner, relative, close friend, or lawyer. To request a free second autopsy for a victim of police violence, please visit knowyourrightscamp.com. That's knowyourrightscamp.com. Then click on Autopsy, then click on Request. At KBLA, we believe in justice for victims of police violence. We say their names, and we don't black down. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Nia.
Hi, Nia. It's Jennifer. Did you know that Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, I work here.
Okay. I was just double checking. Get it?
Because Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, you get me, Nia.
You could say that I double get you.
I guess we've taken it too far.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 is committed to self-care and community well-being. Walk Good LA was formed in June 2020, inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement and the beginning stages of the COVID-19 pandemic. What began as a few minutes of breath work and yoga meditation before protests against police brutality turned into a safe space for the community to heal in hard times. The immensely positive response from the community transformed the momentum into a movement. Today, Walk Good LA is a black and brown-led community wellness organization based in Los Angeles. They provide spaces for healing through community yoga classes, guided meditations, hikes, run clubs, and other activations throughout Los Angeles that attract hundreds of members weekly. With the help of Propel and Michael B. Jordan, they now have a yoga and wellness studio in Los Angeles called the Walk Good Yard. To join their mailing list and connect with healing spaces, please visit walkgoodla.org. That's walkgoodla.org. Or find them on Instagram at walkgoodla. This is a community call to action, a community call to healing from KBLA Talk 1580.
The Comedy Connection series featuring KBLA's Zoe Williams, the voice of reason, and the alpha male of comedy, Ray Grady. We're going to transform relationship disasters into stand-up material live at Inglewood's Miracle Theater on May 31st at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. My clinical team will disclose all of your dating woes, while the alpha male of comedy, Ray Grady, has hand-selected supremely talented comedians to roast all of our tragic relationship choices. I dare you to bring your ex's phone number because Ray, he's going to text it live and the crowd will be sourcing emojis. Tickets are moving swiftly, so don't hesitate to grab yours at themiracleinglewood.com before I diagnose your dating history as a pre-existing condition.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Act right. Question is, can I get some? You know what I'm saying? Act right. When I see you in the spot, you just act right. You know what I'm saying? When I yank you by the arm, don't be looking at it crazy. Just give up the digits and be out. You know what I'm saying? Let me break it down for y'all. It was just one of those days when I wanted to catch sun rays. Fun to get on a Sunday afternoon. Babe got grown, grabbed the gap for misbehaviors and the chocolate favor boom. Lost in hip-hop tones, zoom zoom like the Commodores. Wonder where we have drama or end up clowning around the 4 good to go girls. Like the Barbie Coast girls, riding shotgun, baby. I be posting all world in the ride, sipping. They gave me too much pride to back down. Soon as we get to the beach, I'ma put my back down. I'm playing lead, not the background. It's time to put Bronson on the map now. Walk with my hand on my crack smile. Cutest people my style. If I don't get some act right, I'ma have to act wild. Blunt in my left hand, drink in my right. By my waistline, cause don't fight. Sucker free for life, so you better think twice. Alright? And get some act right.
That calls me to want to learn. That's a better word. So the people in your life, the say God sent, the God sent folk. Can y'all handle what I'm saying? The God sent folk do not sing your praises. The God sent folks, the first word out of your mouth when a God sent person really comes in your life is they're a hater. Because a God sent person knows I'm not in your life to pamper you.
Mm-hmm. Come on.
I'm here to see your weaknesses and show you yourself so you don't fail.
My.
Y'all there or not there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, y'all, what I say go? John 13 verse 34. Can y'all handle this?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Come on, say, I don't want my love to be cold.
I don't want my love to be cold.
Love grows cold in a marriage. Oh, if I go there, we'll be there. We'll be there. Let me read the scripture. A new commandment I give unto you, that you say new commandment.
New commandment.
How's these cats missing this? How's these Hebrew Israelites out there on the corner screaming, cussing people out?
Hey, don't come for the Hebrew Israelites.
New commandment. Now you saying you keeping all 661, I guess, laws, but this commandment.
613. Get it right. Come on.
This commandment trumps. You ever been playing spades and you throw out the joker? The joker trumps this trumps all. Y'all ain't hear what I'm saying. This trumps you sitting there with an ace. That was the highest card at one time.
Wait, is this the big trump or the little trump? Come on, passer.
That was the highest card we had until the joker came out. This trumps all of that.
Yes.
This is the new command.
My.
This joker is so powerful that all other commands are wrapped up in this one. If you do this one command, you will never be guilty of the other one.
Now tell us now.
That's why the penalty for not loving is so great. That's why love is so hard. Because when you love, you got 661 laws wrapped up in this one law of love.
613.
Why you think it's
but
so
go
hard
ahead.
to love? That's why you be tried with so many different facets of love. When you think you got it down, when you think you're in love, it ain't. When you think, it's always be another facet of love. Why? Because you got 661 laws of God in one law.
613. But
and
go
he'll try
ahead.
you on every one of them.
Uh-huh.
Now the answer to everything is always love. It's always love.
Uh-huh.
But you will get 661 different ways to apply love. That's why love is the ultimate.
Yes.
Say the ultimate.
The ultimate.
It's the character of God. It's who we say love.
Love.
Now, say a new commandment I give unto you. So.
Listen, don't let your love go cold. Love is cold because somebody said somewhere you weren't enough, or you didn't deserve emotional attunement, or you deserve some type of inconsistent in and out type of interaction. No. Made you feel a little insecure. It hurt you in some way. No, that's not who you are. Don't you know? Just because they didn't give you all you needed does not mean you can't give yourself all you need once somebody triggers that knowledge in you. Shows like this will do it. You don't have to perform to get it. All you have to do is become a self-miner. Start to excavate those wounds. I promise you, they will reveal great truths about who you really are and what your full capacity is. We got Davy Lee from Arkansas in the building, the sticks. What up, Davy Lee?
What up? What's happening?
Come on, man. You done brought us down to the country. Talk to me, good brother.
Man. I'm closer to the city, man. It ain't no knock, but you know, it is what it is.
Come on, man. That whole little area over there, Tennessee, Arkansas,
yeah, it is country,
Texas, Missouri, all of it is over there. Come on.
You right. You ain't lying.
We all
but
country
yeah,
in that area, brother. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Well, my thoughts is, personally, you must perform. You know, if you don't perform, you're not going to figure out what to do and what not to do, how to live and how not to live, how to be and how not to be. Like Shakespeare said, you got to live like that so you can figure it out. You know, God already know everything, but it don't know what you're going to do next. Well, it do, but at the same time, it don't know what you're going to do for what you want to do. You know, so you got to move in order to figure things out. It's an ever-expanding thing, so it expands through your thoughts, too. So you just got to keep moving, man.
Now,
you know, whether if you're moving for the right things or wrong things, you got to figure it out.
Let me walk with my brother, my nephew. You my nephew. I know I'm older than you, so let me call you nephew.
All right, Snoop.
Let me walk with you for a second. Now, as a young man, I used to be a young man as well. I used to show up in the beginning when I was naive. Ooh, somebody correct me on this. When I was young and dumb and naive, I would show up being my authentic self.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe I had some experiences where being me, just being as I am, wasn't cool or wasn't getting me somewhere. So then maybe I began to incorporate things that I saw other brothers do, or, you know, I have a bunch of uncles. A couple of them have already passed, but I think I got like 12 uncles. 12, 13 uncles, like something crazy. And they would tell me things, hey, man, modify this, change that. It'll get you a little further. But I think in the performance piece, I was able to get on base, then get to second, third, fourth, and all the way back home. But I was still missing something because it was a performance. I was still missing an aspect of who I really was. I started to become codependent on the performance in order to get what I needed, as opposed to going back to myself and cultivating the truth of me and not giving a damn about what response I got from it. But as I got older, I started to realize the more I am tapped into the truth of who I am, the more attractive I am. What are your thoughts on that perspective?
That's true, man, because, like, the more I really stuck my thumb out there and really got busy, you know, I started to see, you know, people like me more for my performance than me just being me. But at the same time, that's what motivates others. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta push further in order, you know what I'm saying, break the mold for somebody else. Because like you see like the dog of the pack or the wolf of the pack, the leader, it don't have to fight nobody. They know what's happening when they come through. They just know what's up. You know, either they gonna lock up like pits, and you know you're gonna lose a life, or you know you're gonna bow down. You know, so sometimes you gotta bow down to the greatness within you in order to become like, you know what I'm saying, what you want to be out of life.
Oh, I love that. I love that,
right.
bro. I love that, man. I told my son, you have to be unapologetically you. That's when you're at your most magnetic, and when you're at your most attractive is when you're unapologetically you. If you do anything, and this is from a man to a woman, if you do anything that is remotely fugazi, she might give you a little leeway. But don't think her intuition and her soul didn't register the fugazi in what you did. She might just want the meal. She might just want the experience. You never know.
You're right.
That's why the real you got to shine through every time, bro. Finish. You got the floor. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Well, I was going to say, man, a wise man told me a man and a woman is the truth. You know, sometimes you're going to get persecution for being the truth, man. Sometimes you're going to get knocked upside the head for being the truth. But sometimes you got to take them blows, man, so you can get right. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Or you can get your situation how you want it to be. You know, perfection is always the goal. It may not be attainable in this life, but you can show somebody else how to get there, you know. So.
But do you know what perfection is?
I mean, it seems like perfection is imperfection to me because God keep growing.
Come on! Look at Davey Lee. Davey Lee, where we at, man? We finna go get some.
I got some crab legs. That's where I'm at with it.
Come on, man. Where the crab boil at, man? You out here cooking, Davey Lee. I love what you saying, man. I love what you saying. Guess what you just did, good brother?
I done brought y'all to the sticks. You hear me? To that Arkansas.
You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. We down in the sticks, man. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward. KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. LA County's new Justice Care and Opportunities Department, or JCOD, is here to support justice-involved individuals and their families. The JCOD Support Center is now taking calls at 1-833-LACJCOD. That's 1-833-522-5263. Available 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m., the Support Center is your one-stop shop for re-entry issues and court support. They offer court reminders, connections to local services, transportation assistance for housing, court appearances, and childcare. The JCOD hotline provides personalized help to connect you with services that you need. And don't forget to check out justiceconnect.org for more information. Remember, it's free and available every day at 1-833-522-5263. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Sometimes an identity threat is a ring of professional hackers. And sometimes it's an overworked accountant who forgot to encrypt their connection while sending bank details.
I need a coffee.
And you need LifeLock because your info is in endless places. It only takes one mistake to expose you to identity theft. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Lena Bloom for the Bail Project.
Imagine you're stuck in a jail cell and you can't afford bail and someone offers you a way out.
Just plead guilty, and you can go home and kiss your kids goodnight. What do you do? What thousands have. You plead guilty whether you are or not. Cash bail makes poverty a crime. That's why the Bail Project helps those who can't afford it while fighting to end cash bail. Because freedom should be free.
Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card, so let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27 and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
You know you want some more. More. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Y'all ready to get nasty? Talking that, walking that, spitting it. This, that, getting it. This, I'm hitting that, I'm hitting them both. Have one riding, one licking my toes. When I'm loving these, there ain't no love involved. No hugs, no kisses, bare rugs, bare britches, rare. Like the black tail pictures. Jumped off my...
ఆత్మతత్వాన్ని మనం అనుభవించాలంటే
experience this self,
దీనికంటే సులభమైన మార్గం మరొకటి లేదు.
it is the easiest principle.
ఈనాడు ప్రత్యేకమైన మార్గాలు పెట్టుకోవడం చేతనే అనేక ట్రబుల్స్ అంతా మనకు ప్రాప్తిస్తున్నాయి.
Because we have got so many modes, so many paths, we are confused.
భ్రాంతుల చేతనే మనకు కన్ఫ్యూజన్ అంతా వచ్చేస్తుండాది.
This confusion is because of our
ఈ
illusion.
కన్ఫ్యూజన్ వల్ల ఫ్యూజ్ అయిపోతుండాది భగవంతుడికి నీకు ఉన్నటువంటి సంబంధం.
The confusion will take you to the loss of the fuse, breaking the connection between you and God.
కనుక భగవంతుడికి నీకు ఎట్టి కనెక్షన్ లేదు.
And today what's happening? There's no connection between you and God.
You are God.
You are God, know that.
I am God.
I am God.
He is God.
He is God.
Everything is God.
Everything is God.
దీని తత్వాన్ని గుర్తించాలనుకుంటే
To know this nature,
మానవత్వం నుంచి దివ్యత్వానికి ప్రవేశించాలి.
one has to travel from the level of humanity to the
అది
divinity.
సత్తుని గుర్తించాలి.
One has to know this
ఆ
Sat.
సత్తుని గుర్తించేస్తే అందరూ ఒక్కటే.
Then once Sat is known, we'll experience
వేరు
oneness.
కానే కాదు.
We are not different, separate.
నిజంగా మీరు ఆకారాలు చూచి వేరు భావం పొందుతున్నారు.
Because of the external form, we consider ourselves
కానీ
different.
ఆనందం వచ్చేది ఒక్క దైవం నుంచినే.
But the bliss we get it from God only.
నీలో లేదు ఆనందము.
There is no bliss in you.
నీదంతా ఒట్టి బెలూన్ మాదిరి ఉంటున్నావు.
And you are just like a balloon,
ఈ
empty.
ఆనందాన్ని కలుపుకున్నప్పుడే నీకు ఏకమైపోతుంది.
Then once you fill it up with the bliss,
దైవం 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 దైవం.
you will know the unity, only God, from God
దైవమే నీ
only.
యొక్క నిజమైన ప్రాపర్టీ.
Hey, man, Sai Baba even had to start speaking in English. He said, hold on, I am God, you are God, he is... He said, you know what, interpreter, sit down. You're not getting my words right. I love it. I love it. Listen, man, I know it's very difficult for people to hear these kinds of concepts and ideas, but the reality of it is we've got to catch our spirituality up to our technological advancement. We are more technologically savvy than we are psychologically and spiritually savvy. And relationships is this environment where there is an opportunity to grow up, to expand. You know, sometimes we get caught up in the words and the packaging and whatever. But the reality of it is relationships are here to expose you to you. Now, tonight's topic, we're talking about performing. You can say approaching relationships from a performative perspective is a type of imposter syndrome. I can't really be me because I haven't fully accepted me. But I want to be fully accepted by this person, so I'm going to listen, I'm going to gather data, and I'm going to construct a performance, right, that is tailor-made to this person's preferences based on what they've shared with me about themselves. That can't last. There's no way that can last. That performance is going to get tiring because it's not connected to the truth of who you are, right? Self-avoidance is in place. You don't even like the whole you. That's what Carl Jung meant by individuation. That's how you become a whole person. You got half people looking for their better half to make a whole. No, you have to go into the relationship as a whole. That's individuation. That's what Carl Jung meant by that. But what is individuation? But self-realization, but self-actualization, moksha, nirvana, Christ consciousness. That's all it is. It's difficult to achieve. It's hurtful. It's fearful. And it's all around you. You'll go watch Empire Strikes Back and watch Yoda tell Luke Skywalker to go into that cave. And he says, should I take my lightsaber? He said, no. You take what is with you. Who does he face? He faces his fear. Darth Vader comes out. Then he destroys Darth Vader, cuts his head off. The mask pops off of Darth Vader, and it's Luke inside the Darth Vader. Do you see? The mirror of relation. People don't really want to do the work. It's in the TV shows, and you go, oh, that's fantasy. That's not real. I'm telling you now, from psychology to quantum physics to movies, you saw Sinners, the writing interwove some real stuff in it, and it triggered America, Black America in particular. If we don't hear it in the format that we were raised in, it's sacrilegious or something is wrong with it. This is why on this show I incorporate it all with no judgment. Clinical insights remind us that managing a partner through a predetermined script not only hinders true intimacy, but also risks reinforcing patterns of emotional manipulation. The meticulous tactics outlined in text, like gaslighting by Stephanie Moulton Sarkis and Mind Games by Pamela Cole, expose a darker choreography. You mean to tell me there's a dark dance going on? Yes, the dance of manipulation, the dance of projection. I'm not really this person, but I'm going to be the person I think you want me to be so I can get what I want. Right? Right? This dark choreography, one where the scripted roles become tools of control, subtly masking the scars of past trauma, even as they promise a semblance of stability. It is this interplay between act and actor. We witness the transformation of cognitive empathy into what can only be described as performative empathy. A courtesy that, while seemingly kind, ultimately reinscribes the boundaries of an artificial relationship. Listen, I started the conversation. It's really up to you to finish it. I don't proclaim to be right. I just want to start the right conversations that keeps these nuanced discussions going. I'll be back tomorrow. It's my Friday. Listen, Friday is actually my birthday. So y'all come in, tap in with me tomorrow and celebrate my birthday, the Voice of Reason. And don't forget, get your tickets, Miracle Theater, May 31st. It's going to be crazy. TheMiracleEnglewood.com. Go there now.
The pestilence, the hard-headed never learn. This my testament to those burned. Play my position in the game of life, standing firm. On foreign land, jump the gun out the frying pan. Into the fire, transform into the Ghost Rider. A six-pack and a street car named Desire. Who got my back in the line of fire holding back? What? My peoples, if you with me, where the...
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.